Hello, good evening. Welcome to the part two for this story of pyramids. We spoke for the first part about the step pyramids and how this idea of the building pyramids came to the mind of the architects of the ancient Egyptians. In fact, some scientists and historians they related the pyramids that came from the old civilization, and this is covering the whole globe, the whole earth, because they found some pyramids in some African countries, in Mexico and Peru, in Ireland, in India, and some Asian. Uh, it's all these kind of pyramids. They said related to one civilization, but they don't have any clue because this kind of is the it went and nobody found any clue or any remains as the pharaohs or the ancient Egyptian left all details so we can say all what we know facts. It's not just imagination or theories about this kind of magnificent structures. We believe, as we say, the ancient Egyptians they attached some places around the world, and we need to prove that, and we will make the other part of this our story about pyramids to find out how the ancient Egyptians reached the Asian regions and Latin America, and they went go south more in Africa and Europe. It's easy, we will find out because too many theories and scientists try to prove that, and we will show this in details. We stopped for last part about the first pyramid has been built in Saqqara. Its name stepped pyramids, and this idea came from traditional in Egypt plateau. The villagers used to build as a name of mastaba. Mastaba is Egyptian, very popular word, came from this hieroglyphic language. Is a structure, the plateau is high, structure high from the ground and has the sides could be triangles, could be rectangles, but have flat roof. So they use it for many things. As a tomb, when they buried any mummies underground, they make this mastaba-like structure above the graveyard to, yeah, like you say, to know exactly here is a tomb of a dead body. And usually the villagers they use it to build it in the farms and outside of their homes to sit on it as a sofa to chat or to make their meetings on this sitting on this mastabas. So the idea came first to build the first pyramid to make the mastaba many lays, not one just one, because the mastaba is one lay. So the first pyramid it was a king Senefru. It was 2589 before Jesus Christ. Uh, the architect make the mastaba, the first one very big, and the second one smaller and smaller and smaller, and until he built 6 layers of mastabas, so it take the shape of the pyramid. So came to their mind now, the pyramid is a beautiful structure, very wide in the base, and goes little less until the top becomes like a just one top in the point. The first Tsinefru pyramids in area of Saqqara is in Giza, very close to the Great Pyramids. It has a height 62 meters, and at that time it was the most high building in its time. After King Snefru he died, his son succeeded him. His son is Khofu. The family of Snefru or the fourth dynasty are the people created this magnificent structure and came the great pyramids in through this family. So King Khofu he built the biggest one we name it Great Pyramid of Giza. Then the Khufu son, Khafra, he built the second one, and Khufu uh, grandson or Khafra son, Mankaro, he built the third one. So let's see in brief how these people or kings built the Great Pyramids of Giza, because this is one, the main pyramids. I know I told before in Egypt about 100 pyramids in different areas. In Sudan, about 226 pyramids, because Sudan attached to Egypt is one river valley. It's one. The civilization moved from place to another, not like now in capital or around. No, it was thousands of years, because the pyramids started about 3,000 years before Christ and stayed until 400 years after the Christ. So how this is people, these successors of the Snefru, built the great pyramids of Giza. After Zoser, Zoser, he was the king who built this Saqqara pyramid. After him, it was the stepped pyramid. It's became this pyramid in Saqqara became the norm for royal burial. Although none of those planned by his dynastic successors were completed, the earliest tomb constructed as the true smooth-sided. So now they changed the shape. Not stepped pyramids was the first one came as a snefru, as I said. Is that we say the pyramid of Dashur. Dashur is an area very close to the Giza, to the pyramids, the Great Pyramids. This is the Snefru pyramid. They call it the pyramid of Dashur. As I said, this is not very far from the Giza, which popular three pyramids. One of the three burial structures built for the first king of the fourth dynasty, Snefru, who died 2589 before the Christ. After that, the ancient Egyptians started to build what historians call Great Pyramids of Giza, which everyone around the world at least saw its photo or documentaries, videos about its story as one of the seven wonders of the ancient world. The biggest pyramid of the three, named the Great Pyramid, was built for Pharaoh Khufu. He is a Snefru successor and the second of 8 kings of the fourth dynasty. Khufu reigned for about 23 years, ended 2566 before Christ, which he died before his pyramid would be done. The size of the pyramid base averaged about 230 meters, and its original height was 147 meters, making it the large pyramid in the world. What was very interesting to know, three small pyramids built for Khufu Queen are lined up next to the Great Pyramid. Also, Khufu's pyramids, surrounded by rows of mastabas, where relatives or officials of the king were buried to accompany and support him after life. The middle pyramid of Giza was built for Khufu's son, as we said, his name Khafra, who died 2532 before Christ. The pyramid of Khafra is the second tallest pyramid of Giza and contains Pharaoh Khafra tomb. A unique feature built inside the Khafra pyramid complex was the Great Sphinx, a garden statue curved in limestone with the head of man and a body of a lion. It was the largest statue in the ancient world. Okay, this is the two pyramids, the big one for Khufu and second one for Khafra. The third pyramid of Giza was built of Khafra's son, the king Mankaro, who died 2503 before Christ. It is the shortest of the three pyramids and consider the smallest pyramid that would be constructed during the 5th and 6th dynasties. Historians put some theories about how the pyramids were built. Most popular versions of history held that the pyramids were built by slaves forced into labor. The skeletons discovered from the area showed that the workers, probably native Egyptians, agricultural laborers who worked on the pyramid during the time of the year when the Nile River flooded much of the land nearby. Approximately 2.3 million blocks of stone. The average for each one is 2.5 tons each had to be cut, transported, and assembled to build Khufu Great Pyramid. It took 20 years to construct the Great Pyramids with 100,000 labor. This mentioned the Greek historian Herodot, but I believe the historian they proved that just 20,000 laborers were constructed the Green Pyramid. The last of great pyramids builders was the Pepi II, who ruled Egypt since was a young boy and continued for 94 years. He was the second king of the sixth dynasty, and he died 2184 before the Christ. The King Pepi pyramid built in Saqqara near to the first one, the step pyramid built by King Zoser, was much shorter than the others. After that, the following dynasties didn't build any pyramids until the 12th dynasty. And after that, the ancient Egyptian returned to build the buildings close to the pyramid shape, but wasn't never same scale as the great pyramids built by the other 4 and 5 and 6 dynasty. As we see, the pyramids step by step came from the first one, King Zos of Saqqara, and then the successor, King Senefro in Dashur. This huge red pyramid close to this is the area which the Senefro son, Khufu, he built the biggest one in the world until today. He is the Khufu pyramid, which we call it the Great Pyramid. The Khufu son, Khafra, he built the second one, and Khafra son Menkaru built the third one. And now we have in Giza, in Egypt, it's a magnificent view when you see the three pyramids of the dynasty of the ancient Egyptian built. Now we need to know why the ancient Egyptians came in a time to stop building the pyramids. For sure, when civilization moves from the era to the era, everything changed. The pyramids basically built to be a tomb, and because ancient Egyptians believed that the afterlife and the king, the gods of Sun and Amun represents in the kings. So, as we said, part of the spirit of the king after he died is still in his body, and he will back to afterlife. So that's why the reason make strong tomb and they put a compound around these pyramids for the queen, for the officials, for the helpers to give a company to the king's afterlife, and left all belongs. If the queens they take the jewelries, the king take all offerings, and they put food even and gold vessels. It was a treasure. When the people opened this first time the pyramids, found the treasure, everything inside, like the king, he's alive. Everything he want to use it, they found buried with him. So after that, they found ways to make the tombs better than building this kind of big pyramids. So if in Egypt, whenever you go, you dig, you found underground huge amount of mummies of the Horus, like a bird. All the ancient Egyptians belongs underground. So the big temples all underground. So they, as they were brilliant to go high, building high buildings like the pyramids, they were also brilliant to dig to make huge temples underground. So that's why the until the dynasty, the 12th dynasty, they stopped building this kind structures, but we have in good shape. Most of the pyramids built in this era, most of the when you go in Egypt or Sudan, you found the pyramids. Some of them, the authorities not give more care, but still in a good shape. Like the Ashur pyramid, when you see it, is nobody go there to visit because it's a desert area and doesn't have any around places for tourists or the people visits to rest. But still, the tourists they go to see Dahshur, the second pyramid built after the step pyramid, or the first pyramid with the smooth sides was Dahshur, the red pyramid. This is in brief the reasons the ancient Egyptians built this the kind pyramid to be a tomb, and at the same time became under theories, many reasons, many purposes to build this. Every day we discover new things. Until today, we discover every day new things. How they built it, what they hide inside this, and architects use sciences. What kind of sciences to move? As we said, the one rock, one brick, and this the big one, the pyramids, 2.5 tons. Who can carry this? Even the laborers. It's what kind of tools they used it, because at this time no cranes, no hydraulic machines, so all was using very simple tools and the man hand. So this is was the second stage or second part of the pyramids, the great pyramids of Giza. So we next time we'll see if all these pyramids built by ancient Egyptians related to the other pyramids in other spots in the world, especially Latin America, is very tough. How they can move from the North Africa, and at that time it wasn't ships like improved or progressive ships like now, to use it to sail to across the Atlantic Ocean. But in fact, one of the scientists, we will cover this point for the next part, Dr. Thor Heyerdahl from Norway, he tried to prove the ancient Egyptians, they went to the shore of Latin America, especially Mexico, and he used a papyrus boat. He built it specially, and he made a magnificent trip, and he crossed the Atlantic until he reached the Latin America. Uh, he tried to prove once they can use the ships, as he saw these pictures in the temple walls. They use this kind of boats and ships made from the papyrus stem, and it was had strong enough to sail through the high waves of the ocean. We would see that for next video. Thank you very much. Thank you. See you next